Sixers, they won their last contest, that game against the Celtics in Boston. And that was a close call. They pulled it out with a win and just 2 points at that. But it wasn't easy.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
Yeah, they put the mute button on them that time. I mean, in front of a hostile crowd, they never let the fans get going. They silenced them over and over again with big, timely shots.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Utah. Pairing up in the backcourt, Trey Burke and Alec Burks. Favors is out there with Trevor Booker. And it's Hayward in at the 3 slot. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Favors. Okafor grabs the miss. Well, the Jazz look like the team we're used to seeing for so long last year. A big part of that was how they dictated the pace, Greg, of the game.
Very good point. I mean, the Jazz did a great job of slowing things down and avoiding turning things into a track meet, just focusing on playing to their strengths.
And stolen by Jordan. Passes to Okafor. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Up top, Burke. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Detroit.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates.
5 on the clock. The shot by Hayward, wide open, bangs home the trifecta. Hayward's got the first bucket of the game with the 3 for the Jazz. Outside Jordan. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Here's Covington. Second chance shot. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And last year, quite a rookie campaign for Nerlens Noel. He had the ACL injury he sustained in college. Missed his first full season with the Sixers. And like you've talked about, you know, he came back and really, with a flourish, made a mark his first year in the league.
Yeah, and Kevin, a lot of people wondered how would he bounce back from that knee, and I'd have to say it was pretty good. I mean, finished 3rd in the voting for Rookie of the Year.
Now here's Hayward. His last outing, he had 18 points. Over to the wing. Burks with it. He's against Jordan. Burks' shot is good.
And, you know, getting back to Nerlens Noel, if it weren't for the ACL tear, he may have been the first player drafted in 2K13. His 8 rebounds and nearly 2 blocks a game as a rookie show he has the talent.
Fires the 3. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Boy, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Kicks to Burke. Pass to Favors. Favors with the screen. Pass to Burks. He feeds it to Favors. 13 feet away. And the shot no good, a bit short.
And one thing to note about Nerlens Noel, last season, he was a thief. He averaged almost 2 steals a game as a rookie center. That tells me he has more than just quickness and length, guys. He has great anticipation and still one of the best motors I have ever seen.
Here is Hayward after the Sixers pick up 2. Burke dishes to Favors. The feed to Burke. The Jazz working the ball around now. From downtown, no luck. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Right side, Jordan. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Jordan's got his first bucket of the night.
He's got so much junk in his trunk, he'll find a way to hurt you.
Hayward outside. To the paint. Burke kicks to Booker. And the rejection by Noel. Here's Burke. And it falls over the rim and in. Burke's got his first 2 points.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
And the pass to Okafor. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
That's his first personal foul.
First trip to the line for him here.
Philadelphia. Jahlil Okafor. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and they're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
Now here's Hayward. And stolen by Jordan. Dishes it to Covington. There's the bucket. Good.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Burke kicks to Booker. He dishes it to Burks. They set the pick. Burke with it. And Favors has it in the corner. He kicks it to Booker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Burks. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Burks has got 5 points so far.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Noel up top. The dish to Okafor. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finished hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
Utah was so tough near the end of last season, Greg. They weren't going to make the playoffs, but they did give other teams some trouble.
That's a great point. And how about going 19-10 after the All-Star break? Another team that would have been in the playoffs if they were in the East.
The 76ers making a switch here. Cannon's checked in. Utah also making some changes. Rudy Gobert comes in for Booker, and it's Joe Ingles in for Burks. Burke the pass to Favors. Favors sets the pick for Hayward. Feeds it to Ingles. Gobert with a screen on Jordan. Here's Burke. Buries the long-range jumper. Burke's got his second bucket tonight.
And, you know, for the Jazz, you mentioned their post-All-Star break surge. I mean, that 19-10 record they had after the break was good enough for 6th best in the league.
There's a screen by Noel. Okafor dishes to Jordan. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
You know, right call. Gave the officials no choice there. I mean, they've got to make that call over the back.
Yeah, I mean, he went chest first into the man in front of him. My goodness, I'm not an official, and I could have gotten that one right.
Passes it to Hood. Here's Ingles. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Pistons in Detroit.
Yeah, and talk about his scoring. I mean, Kevin, with the defense trying to pressure him, he did a good job of getting them to overcommit and getting himself to the line. And really, the Jazz were a team nobody wanted to play after the break. They were over 500 against the rest of the West and had some big wins over playoff teams in the process.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Utah.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
Listen, playing Western Conference teams is never easy. And for the 76ers last year, it got downright ugly. Some games against the West, they just didn't stand any chance.
A lot of blowouts for Philly last year against the West, as you talked about. Greg only managed to take 6 wins in their 30 games. Clark out of conference.
And, Kevin, that was tied for the fewest wins against the West in the league. But, again, no surprise with Philadelphia because they really were focused on developing young talent there.
And Utah has possession. They trail by 1. There's the pick. Fires the 3. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
Here's Cannon. Off the pick. Here's Holmes, and that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
So for the Jazz, their last game, a win against the Detroit Pistons.
It was a surprising victory. It looked like they'd go easily, but they came strong in the fourth. That was a big-time momentum that they carried all the way to the win. That was an exciting finish.
Crazy game, Clark. I mean, they couldn't have won it in any more of a dramatic fashion.
Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Quinn Snyder. Doris, what do you have to say?
Kevin, on paper, it's hard to pick a winner in this game based solely on the two teams' statistics and records, which coach acknowledged are very comparable. Therefore, he said, it comes down to energy and effort. We'll see how this one goes.
Great job, Doris. Thanks. Guys, what do you think about that report?
You can tell the coach understands just really how evenly matched these two squads are.
Fellas, that's a high IQ assessment by both of you. I mean, these two squads do a lot of things alike. I mean, their strengths and weaknesses very similar. The talent level equal. Looks like a fascinating matchup on paper.
Utah Jazz saw one of the biggest year-to-year improvements in the league last season. The big part of that, of course, was their play on the road.
And, you know, Kevin, they nearly doubled their road wins from last season by getting 17 away from home. And I thought they progressively got better as the season wore on.
And for the Jazz on the road, they look to be a team built around defense now moving forward. That should bode well for their prospects as a tough matchup as a visitor.
Jakar Sampson's checked in for Philadelphia. Here's Cannon. Pass to Holmes. Screen by Grant. They set the pick. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
As you said with the Jazz, I mean, defense travels very well in the NBA. Teams that find ways to grind out road wins do it with really solid defense. Jazz fans have a lot to look forward to with this group.
Here's Ingles. He's got 5. Hood can't get it to go.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
And Thompson kicks to Cannon. The 76ers again can't hit it.
Tough to hit that shot when the D is all over you like that.
NATO. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game. The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Gobert, the screen. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Oh, that's a close call there on the illegal screen.
But I'd go along with it, Greg. I mean, it didn't look like his feet were set to me.
Phil Pressey's checked in for Isaiah Cannon. 55 seconds left here in the first quarter. Screen by Grant. Over in the corner, Sampson. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. The Jazz have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Shoots the 3. And the basket by Ingles. Ingles has got 8 points.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Pressey passes to Grant. On the wing, Thompson releases from 15 and off the glass. That one's good. Thompson's got his second bucket of the game to go. Jazz leading by 3. NATO, Pressey defending. Kicks it to Withy. Stolen by Grant. Here's Sampson. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Utah out in front. They lead by 3. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere.